Southies, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, my name is Cece, and today you're watching the second part in my building on a budget friendly challenge, I think is what I ended up calling it. That name will probably change in the next video, but essentially this series is where I will be building starter homes based on families that I create in each world, and I will only be using the packs that come with that particular world. The first build was in Newcrest, which is base game world, and so now I'm in Willow Creek, again a base game world, so the only things I will be using in this pack is base game, but I wanted to go ahead and create the family, and so this is a young married couple, Scott and Matt. So right now I'm working on Scott, and in my mind, Scott is a former military man who has been recently, or maybe not recently, but hasn't been out of the army for very long. So he is kind of dealing with a lot. He's gloomy, he's erratic, and he's a bit paranoid, but he enjoys the outdoors because it offers him a lot of peace and calm as he kind of deals with returning from war. And then now I'm creating his husband, Matt, or Mateo, and he is a pretty free spirit party animal, and I imagine that they probably met maybe after Scott left the army, maybe a little bit before, but I do imagine that he kind of brings a lot of joy into Scott's life and really helping him re-embrace life as a civilian. I imagine they're a very yin and yang type of couple, that, you know, Scott's a little bit more reserved and a little bit more introverted. A lot to do from being in the military. He doesn't really like being around a bunch of crowds that much. But then you have Matt, who's very outgoing, probably very flamboyant, loves to party. He's kind of childish in a way. And even though they're very opposite, I imagine that they do balance each other out. And so you will see that I tried to kind of reflect that in the house a little bit. When I get started building it, I wanted them to live in maybe a shotgun house that, you know, their first home purchase. Matt liked it because it was the cutest thing that he ever saw. And Scott liked it because it was near a creek and a place where he can just kind of sit and zen out and fish. I think I put him in the fisherman career, and I don't know what Matt will do with his time. But yeah, one reason why I wanted to make a shotgun house is because I felt it would be a lot easier, since we can kind of manipulate windows and doors better, to kind of do a design that I would like. It just, I know that probably doesn't make sense, but I felt like in the past when I've done shotgun houses and everything was so restricted within the square that it was a lot difficult to do the types of designs that I would see on Pinterest. So I wanted to do a shotgun house. Plus, Willow Creek is meant to be kind of a Louisiana style home, sort of set in maybe like a New Orleans type of city. And shotgun houses are really popular in that part of the South. They're popular all over the South, but when I think of shotgun house, my mind goes to Louisiana type of house, because like I live in Arkansas, which is the state above Louisiana, but I don't see too many shotgun houses here. I see mostly kind of sort of what I call like matchbox houses, kind of in the 1950s nuclear family type vibe. So this was really fun, and what I wanted to do, I wanted to make the exterior of the house look extremely cutesy, extremely old, and when I say old, I just mean like done in a really traditional fashion. with really bright colors, because I see a lot of like really cute shotgun houses made up that way. And then for the interior to have a very masculine vibe, and that would be sort of the yin and yang of Scott's and Matt's personality, as in Matt liked it because the house was this pretty blue and it has these beautiful yellow details. And when you got into the interior is kind of dark and moody, and I don't know, I feel like that kind of, it represents Scott a little bit, and maybe that's why Matt designed it that way, to make him feel a little bit more comfortable. Maybe bright colors, he knows, just wouldn't be his vibe. I don't know. Mostly I wanted this place to have a kind of more masculine vibe. So I did that. And as you can see, I kind of skipped over me putting together the floor plan because I didn't want this to be too long. But again, I wanted it to at least be 2 bedroom types. Now, they are right now just a single or just a couple. There are no kids. But you could definitely if you do end up downloading this build, of course you can add or take the room that I kind of make, I think Matt's like painting room, into a bedroom for a child, either a baby or a toddler or maybe a kid that they could adopt if you also wanted to. I mentioned the family, but I'm not even putting up my families on the gallery. I've been debating doing that, mostly because they're so CC that it's kind of a hassle to find them. So what's the point? But, you know, if you decide to go with the storyline that I have for your characters, then you could do this, or you could make this place for maybe an older couple or whatever. Do whatever you like. It's at this point, it will be your build to do whatever you like. And so as you can see, I started off with blue walls, dark blue walls. I will change that into a striped, a dark striped wallpaper. I wanted to use a faux fireplace because I thought that would be really cute. You're gonna see a lot of changes in this decorating process, because at this point in the game I had like no money, pretty much. I spent all of my money on the design of the house. A lot different than my Newcrest build, where at this stage I still had like 15 something thousand simoleons. Now I have like less than 4,000 simoleons, and right now I'm using one of the most expensive couches in the game, and because it's like my favorite couch and it feels like a couch that I could easily use. Another problem that I was having with this place was trying to come up with where to place everything, because I wanted this room to be sort of a great room in that living area, dining area, and then maybe a little office space. So that took me a minute to figure out as well. As you can see, I put the kitchen off to the side, kind of. You have to, in order to get to the bedrooms, you go through the kitchen. In order to get to the toilet, it just seemed to fit. Of course, I did get on Pinterest to look at just kind of layouts of shotgun houses, and I want to definitely build another one without any restrictions, because this whole restricted packs thing, I'm telling you, it is painful. It truly is painful. Restricted packs, restricted budget. I'll say restricted packs is not so bad. It's the budget. It's not having unlimited amount of money to do with whatever I choose. That's hard, because once you get to the bedroom, there was really nothing for me to do. I guess because I always start off with common spaces and then I move on I move on to more individual spaces. I don't think about all the things that I would need for a bedroom to feel more lived in. So by the time we get to the bedroom, it's empty. It's like an empty shell. And so as you saw, I changed the living, the couch, to something least expensive. And as you can see, I put down an easel, and I imagine that that's what Matt uses, and maybe he's an artist. And this is when I changed the wallpaper. I just felt this vibe felt better to me. Now, if I had more money, I would incorporate more like bright colors with wall decorations and things like that to kind of infuse Matt a little bit more into this, because I feel like he would have a little bit more of a flamboyant influence. This moment when I decided I'll just make the second bedroom a closet, like a big closet with an easel in it. It started off smart, but then I was like, I need to put curtains, I need to put more stuff in this house. So I get rid of, I think, one of those things. I changed the wallpaper. I've never used this swatch in that new base game tile, and I love it. This is when I was like, oh no, I need to like put in a shower. I guess the reason why I put in a full bathtub shower combo is I was thinking, well, maybe one day they'll have children. But they don't necessarily have to have a baby or toddler, which babies and toddlers can only take baths in the bathtubs. They could just adopt a kid or something like that. So I changed the shower. And then, of course, by the time in any kind of gameplay that you get up to kids, you might have the money to move out of this house or into a bigger house, or to afford a bigger shower. So it's not that big of a deal. The bedroom, I'm disappointed in the main bedroom, because by this time I had 50 something simoleons left and nothing to show for it. I was trying to put in side tables, because in the last one I didn't have side tables, so I thought, well, I'll get rid of the overhead light to make it cheaper. And then I thought, oh yeah, we have these shelves, and some things that I've seen in design shows is instead of a traditional side table, people use shelves on the walls. And so that's what I did here. So that's as creative as I got. These or that picture, or I guess wall art, I think that came with an update, the Chinese New Year update. And so I thought, well, I'll put that on the wall. And right now I'm just trying to figure out how to squeeze the most money that I can out of this build, adding something to it. I think in the end I'm left with 3 simoleons. So now I'm going to the exterior, where have no fear that I have no money. I'm going to be using the live edit objects. You'll see I kind of jumped. I forgot to record everything. So I just put down 2 trees and a couple of bushes to kind of line it up instead of a traditional fence. And then I found a cool fence that you can use. Now, if I'm not mistaken, your Sims will walk through this live edit stuff. They don't recognize it as barriers, but that's okay. So that shouldn't, just the thought of it doesn't really bother me. And I can get this really cool fence instead of one of the other fences that cost a lot of money. So there you go. I found these. I thought it would be really cute if it felt like this house was just sort of surrounded by a lot of woods or greenery, which I'm kind of doing the same thing that I did in the first house. I even use a lot of the same plants and things, mostly because you know, I love, like I said before, I love to landscape, and I felt like if I didn't do something, if I didn't like really put in a lot of plants, then the house would be boring. I decided to take this one because at the time, this fence, because at the time I wasn't 100% sure if the one that I used was actually base game, and plus this one felt a little brighter, which I think went better with the house. So now I'm just putting a little bit of clutter inside, not a lot. If I really had the time, I would have put in more, but we are about to come up on the screenshot. So if you enjoyed this video, please let me know by way of pressing the like button and comment down below. What do you think? Do you think I did a good job? What do you think of the house? I was really stressing over this one. The next build is going to be on Oasis Springs, and I feel way prouder of that one. I'm proud of all my builds, but I felt like this one, I don't know. I wish I could just do more. I just wanted to do more, but you can't, as I only have 3 simoleons left. But anyway, again, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already and you want to see more content from me, please subscribe. I try to post every week, and I would love to have you be a part of the Southie family. And as always, my name is Cece, and I promise never to break your game. Bye.
I don't need anybody. I don't need anybody else. No one will ever take me. No one will ever take me away from you. I promise I will hold on to you. I don't know what I'd do without you. Without you. You can take me high. Feels like I can fly. You can take me high. Feels like I can fly.